caught me with my drumming down again.
Yes, yes.
Okay, here we are, back at Cafe Zola.
Hey.
And today, I'm reading once again from the African Times, old columns from the column entitled Media Watch. And without further ado,
Okay, and who's it? Who's the publisher?
publisher, Charles Anyiam, of course. I've said it at least 16 times before, but I'll repeat it again.
Okay.
Charles Anyiam was the publisher. I was assigned or given the opportunity to watch the media. And that's what I did from 1996 to 1999. I watched the media. Of course, I was selective, and I didn't watch all of the media because I couldn't. But I watched a lot of the media and came away with some thoughts which I wrote down and had published in this column. This particular column I call a visual potpourri. A visual potpourri. My definition of a potpourri is like just a pot full of something. It might be gumbo, it might be okra stew, might be a mulligatawny soup, but that's what it was called, a potpourri.
Gotcha.
It started many years ago when we were first exposed to the innocent cartoons of the day. Innocent cartoons of the day. What the hell is really funny about the roadrunner being reduced to roadkill by a speeding vehicle? Or the big black howling, big black bowling ball with the TNT inside exploding in Daffy Duck's hand? Or the greedy wolf slamming snout first into an unrelenting tree trunk? The violence of the cartoons has, of course, escalated, become technocraft, hundreds of times more bloody and deadly. Many of the themes of the cartoons have become the raw material of the bloopers, the funniest cartoons, the funniest videos in the world. Video wacky whack ad nauseum. What's really funny about videos of babies popping themselves in the eye with infantile accuracy, old men dropping their pants, old women falling down while trying to do the can-can, people slamming into walls, animals being tortured. Perhaps we should redefine aggravated child abuse. The answers for this short grocery list, it could be yards longer, certainly can't be found by studying the faces of the studio audiences. In most cases, they look like Ozzie and Harriet commercials for wheat germ. Of course, the real thickies have scrambled to get tickets for the Springle Show, the first televised peek at what gladiatorial events were like in the good old days of the lions and the Christians. Or were they dogs and cats? The escalation of tastelessness, gratuitous violence, kinky sexual kicks, special effects, sprayed body parts, as in the body parts are sprayed all over the place. Much gun use and bloodshed reached their apex in the Schwarzenegger, Jackie Chan speedballs. Finally, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But the other culturally violent, culturally insensitive bits of murd are not far behind. Krippendorf's tribe has to head the current list in a category that must be labeled, or maybe it's a genre, headed by The Gods Must Be Crazy, 1 or 2, called Cultural Imperialism. A synopsis. Anthropology professor Krippendorf is called upon to lecture on his discovery, here we go again, Hail Columbus. of an unstudied tribe in darkest New Guinea. We have an academic Tarzan on our hands this time. Krippendorf, Richard Dreyfuss, has spent the grant money to support his 3 children after the death of his wife and has no research to present. Whoa, publish or perish. Cornered and culturally imperialistic, he invents a tribe, complete with video documentation of mumbo-jumbo rituals and white people in smeared-on Sambo skin. No racist shtick is left undone to prove that Charlie Peters, the writer, is willing to tell the people of New Guinea, specifically and by extension all people of color, that they are merely subject material for a lousy Hollywood movie. Seems that we could read Lily Thompson's mind as she trudged through this racist sludge. How the hell did I get myself into this crap? We sat around for 1 solid hour after impatiently screening this monstrosity, trying to determine who the marketeers were shooting at. Who were the marketeers shooting at? All the people who voted against Prop 209, the rank and file of the KKK, all the people who still think that Columbus discovered the New World, impressionable white teenagers, the type who believe that throat cancer is caused by bright lights. Wow. After the hour was up, we decided to file Krippendorf's tribe in that huge casket we've labeled the Hollywood stuff. The Tarzanic elements of her Krippendorf, no matter who they were framed for, were relatively simple to come to grips with. Robert Duvall's spiritual Tarzan washes a bit more complex. Robert Duvall, a superb actor, the writer, director, producer of The Apostle, Actor of the Year. Duvall delivers with volcanic energy, a masterpiece. These are the critics. Did we see the same movie in the same country? Hold on just a daggone minute here. No matter how superbly we think Duvall can act, it requires a complete suspension of acquired African-American cynicism to make us believe that he can wander onto the scene somewhere in the deepest South and convince this big old bear of a brother that he should assist in the resurrection of the area's souls. The time frame, incidentally, is when black churches were routinely being burned down, but that difficulty never occurs in The Apostle. The big bear of a brother had slacked off from his ministry because of a heart condition. Too much spiritual excitation, probably. But it only takes a few minutes of movie time for him to be convinced that he should now play boy to Duvall's Tarzan. Once again, the usual suspect comes to lead the natives onto the path of righteousness. Duvall has an obvious ball playing, this Reagan-lipped Pentecostal preacher with the heavy, breathy old boy accent, like real heavy. Real heavy. He must have seriously studied every blonde-haired Southern evangelist who ever sinned and cried about it on the Jesus channel. Please forgive me, for I have sinned. I have sinned. I'm so ashamed of myself, I don't know what to do. We're going to pass the collection plate in just a few minutes. But before they do, this is for the building fund. Before they do, I just want y'all to know I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry about what I did. Going right along. He must have seriously studied every blonde-haired Southern evangelist who ever sinned and cried about it on the Jesus Channel. Aside from the featured folks, Farrah Fawcett, formerly of the winged tip hairdo with a flip-out hairdo, June Carter Cash as the mother, Miranda Richardson as a love interest, and Billy Bob Thornton as well. Ah, damn it, they had everybody there. Mm-hmm. And there are a couple of African American women in the movie who bring something authentic to the scene. I don't know what it is, but that's what they do. They bring that. Pull this piece of paper off here. That yeah, authentic to this. That's what they do. They were allowed in. Once again, we sat around punching holes in the script, dissecting the psychology of the Pentecostal guy. I think his sister Shirley nailed it when she said, I know this man. I grew up in Reverend A.T. Tiller's Sunrise Baptist Church at Crossroads, Mississippi. One of the things he used to say was, I think it's every white man's dream to be black in a white face, especially to be a black preaching man. And there's some convoluted logic going on here that I can't explain. All I did was just record it. At the end of the day, at the end of the movie, Euless Sonny Dewey, a conviction, a road clearing project, but still the apostle, still Duval, is leading the convicts work chant. Strange, we never saw a white man do that before, not even in Cool Hand Luke. Looks like Duval made his dream come true. I mean, what good white actor wouldn't want to play a black evangelist in whiteface? I mean, think about that. That would have to be. I thought about this a long time before I wrote this, because I've seen so many white preachers try to play Reverend Jakes. They never, well, I don't want to say they never quite make it. They never quite made it. It just seemed that their performances were pale in comparison to the Jakes of the scene.
Yes.
And that's where I'm gonna leave that for today. Because of course there's that other thing to be done, which is tomorrow's thing.
Gotcha.
Are there any questions from the audience? Yes, what was your question?
Okay, I don't have quite a question. I'm just surprised that you wrote about a current event in 1998. You wrote that article in 1998, right?
1998.
Okay, and so things are still going on.
Well,
Same way.
You know what?
In fact, when you started off with the cartoons, I was reminded of a report.
Yeah, well, that's what I call it a potpourri. Because
well, the Japanese children supposedly got to watch some American cartoons, and they cried. They didn't laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so our sense of humor given to children should be held in question.
You know, that's a cultural door that you're opening there, because I would imagine some other types of audience would look at the Roadrunner or Donald Duck being blown up or as very sad occasions.
Very disturbing, which it also gives a misconception about life, that it can end and begin all within the next minute, 1 minute.
You know what? I would stretch it a wee bit further and suggest that a lot of the ways that people drive in California may be indications of having had a DNA that is current. So that, you know, the guy who
Roadrunner.
slices across in front of you, know, he's in his mind, he's probably a cartoon. And, you know, if he runs over a child, the kid will just be flat on the ground and then get up and walk away after he finishes doing what he's doing. I don't know. All of these just speculations. We don't really know.
No.
But I can tell you this much. Tomorrow I'll be here.
All right. Looking forward to your return to Cafe Zola. And your website, for all those who are listening, is www.odiehawkins.com. We will be upgrading your website this year. And also you have radio plays at the Old Time Radio
All
show.
kind of stuff.
In fact, just Google Odie Hawkins. You can find out where to buy your books. You can see your YouTube and other video that is on YouTube and on the internet. Okay, prime places to buy your book: iUniverse, Author House, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or your local bookstore. Just go in and say, I want a copy of a book by Odie Hawkins.
I'm looking forward to it myself.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkins.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so wonderful to be here.
Talk with you later.
Zola's Cafe. Or, as you say in French, Cafe Zola.
Ha ha. Ciao.
Ciao.